everyone, welcome back to a vlogging video. Hey, 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 hey. I'm so excited to be back. Oh my gosh, you know what, I was like really upset because I was like, I'm not in my usual vlog. Okay, I don't have a usual vlogging position because like I vlog everywhere, but I was like, I'm not in my, this is my Tea Time Tuesday space, what's going on? But actually it feels like home being here, so it's so nice. I hope you're all really well. Oh my gosh, this, I feel like this always happens. Do you like my mug? It says, what happens in Malta stays in Malta. So, brief story before I start everything. Last August, our theatre company went to Malta as our final project performance. We were studying on our master's course, and like the whole idea of the final term was to take your work beyond the drama school you're at. We're in England, by the way, and we were like, where should we go? Let's go to Malta. The entire time, like, me and my friend kept on making this joke. We kept on being like, what happens in Malta stays in Malta, what happens in Malta stays in Malta. And then we were just about to leave Malta and I saw this mug in, you know, like one of the airport shops, and I was like, it's a sign, I'm getting it, this has to happen. Anyway, it's been a hot minute since I last recorded. It's actually been a very cold minute because it's snowing outside and I'm actually freaking freezing. I'm sorry, kind of. I'm not sorry, but I am. I'm like, this is gonna sound really terrible, but I'm more sorry to myself than I am to others, which is really, is that bad? I don't know. I just feel like I've let myself down. And yeah, no excuses. I should have picked up the camera. I wanted to pick up the camera loads of times and I was kind of like, I didn't do it. And then I felt really intimidated by YouTube because I kept on watching vloggers and I was like, they look so good. Like, you know, those morning vlogger people. I'm speaking so fast because I'm so excited. You know, those morning vloggers who are like,
hi guys, it's like 6 in the morning and yes, I'm here. I just threw on whatever. And
they look so good and like their makeup is on fleek. And I'm like,
why don't I look like that at 6 in the morning? I don't know.
I don't even wear makeup, so like I do not look as on fleek. But actually, speaking of which, I really want to buy some, but I need some vegan makeup brands. So if anyone has any suggestions, drop the comments down below. This is so off topic. Okay, a few months ago I posted a video, in the first video in what was meant to be a series of me talking about writing a novel and just my writing journey via vlog, which I have not done. So this is video number 2. I guess I've got to update everyone on what's been happening. So my last video I was talking about how I'd just received feedback from one of my old lecturers and how I'd given another copy of my book to a good friend of mine, and I was waiting for feedback for that before jumping into edits. And then at the same time I'd started a play and also started writing the second book in the the second book in the duology. I made that mistake in the last video as well. Update. So the novel that I was meant to be editing was put on like a huge pause. I feel like part of that, well, a lot of that is because I've been super busy. I graduated from the course that I was talking to you about earlier on, which was the most fun day ever, and I loved it. And it also snowed on that day, which there's been lots of snow. Yeah, I don't, you can just see right now I don't have the words to describe that because that was an amazing day and experience for me, and I act like super chill and I'm like, yeah, I graduated, but actually that meant a lot to me. So that was a very exciting day. Master of Arts, what? Hey. And then so straight after graduation I went into a show. The show is called For a Black Girl, and it's a play that I wrote and a play that I perform in, and I also had like a small role directing it as well in the last few months. And it went on into London's biggest art festival, which was amazing, and we had a whole week run there. So it was so busy, so hectic, like between line learning and rehearsals to actually doing a lot of like behind the scene things and like just organizations and meetings and like so many emails, guys, there's so much paperwork. Like you sign up to something, you're like, I'm here to perform, but actually you're there to perform and you're there to like respond to a lot of emails. that was incredible. Like, God is so good. That's an opportunity entirely from God. That's just a blessing. It's yeah, this is verse in the Bible that's like, it's not by power, it's not by might, but it's by God's Spirit. And it was one of those things because I'm just human, you know. That was all God. And we had an amazing time. There was like a huge cast and creative team and we all worked together really well, and they're all people that I studied with last year, so I knew really well anyway. So one of the coolest things was actually having the blessing to continue working with these people on a completely different project to what we'd been doing during our studies, and to get to know these people even better and the way they work, and actually just like people like just dedicated so much of their talent and their time to working on this project, and that is such a blessing. So I'm so grateful to them, and I love them, and I'll probably put some information about the show down below. So yeah, so I wrote that show. What else do I need to update you on? Oh, the play. So I'm still writing the play. I found this really cool website called My Writes, or My Writing, I can't remember. I'm gonna link it down below or write it up somewhere, maybe here. We'll see how good my post-edit skills are, and it's really great. It helps you keep track of every single project you have. So the play, I'm still writing the play. I'm very happy to say that I've made progress with the play, and earlier on in my first video I was saying I'm really confused because I had this scene that was a really grotesque, violent scene, but I didn't know where the characters in that scene had come from or where they were going to, and I was so confused. Now I have mapped, I've mapped definitely where they go to, and I kind of know the middle, a little bit about the middle, and I definitely know pretty much the beginning. So it's definitely taking form, and I can kind of see A, B, C, which is really nice, and I really love it. I'm really excited about that play. It's partly inspired by another play. I'm gonna see if I can find it. Found it! This is Wrecking Ball, if you can see that, a new play by Action Hero. I bought this a few months ago. I got really excited when I saw it because I'd spent the last year studying with James and Gemma, Action Hero. They're a theatre company and they're amazing, and they wrote this play, and they don't usually write plays. I think this is the first play they've written. They kind of make more devised, sort of experimental, really cool, sort of avant-garde kind of work. I don't really know what else to say. I just feel like you should read it. It's really interesting. They have this part at the beginning of the play where they kind of explain the whole purpose and point of Wrecking Ball, and I saw the introduction and I was like, heck no, I'm not reading that. I'm gonna read the play, and if I deserve to understand what it's about, then I'll understand what it's about. Because they always had this thing throughout studying us, like being like, you know, when you're making the theatre, it's not necessarily what it's about, it's what comes forth from it. I'm not explaining this very well, it's late, but just the idea of what does a piece of art make you feel, as opposed to over intellectualizing it or being like, this is a specific message that I'm trying to make. Like, no, what are you learning from the art? So I decided to read this and then read the introduction afterwards to see if I actually understood their point, and I did 100%. So boom, like I respect these people so much, and it was a really great play. So anyway, this also then fueled more thoughts about the play that I was on, that I was a bit stuck on, and it's helped me realise the form in which it needs to take, if that makes sense. It's quite similar because it's also a two-hander that I'm writing. This is a two-hander, and it explores similar themes. So this sort of explores themes of power, but also language, but also image a lot, and my play was already about power and language, and manipulation, especially, definitely about manipulation, less about image and more about how far you go for yourself and values and that kind of thing. Okay, and so the third thing was the duology. I've taken a big step back from that, much to my chagrin. So the first book I am still working on, which is great. So I haven't taken a step back from that at all, and I love it, and I've just actually renewed my love for it recently, which is great. Book 2, I took a huge break. I got to run to train and coach my own coach, carry my whole team, and I'm best friends with what? It will be, hey? Has anyone seen that advert? It's the best thing.
I got to run to train and coach my own coach.
Where was I? Flip. Yeah, so I took a huge step from the duology. But I've started another book which I'm so excited about. I'm so excited. Like, I've written, I want to show you a thing. Hang on. Another one. So for a while, as I was writing, I began to feel really stilted, is that the word? Like, it felt like there was a block and I wasn't really sure what was going on, and I don't really believe in writer's block, so it wasn't that. And I felt like the format in which I was writing just was blocking me. It was so strange. Felt like I should not be writing on a laptop, which is what I was doing. I just had this huge craving to write on paper. When I was a kid, I used to lie on my floor with hundreds of sheets of paper and just write on paper, and then once I learned how to type I stopped doing that. Bought myself this cute little notebook. What I've been doing is writing my novel in this and then typing it up later on, and it has worked wonders. So I'm telling you, if you're feeling blocked, start writing on paper, because it's, I don't know what it is. I don't know why it feels so much better. Like, I outlined the novel in here and it felt great, and then I started writing in here and it was just flowing. I don't know why this feels so much better than on my laptop, but it does. It's great. Does anyone ever outline an entire book and then you sit back and you're like, hot damn, this is gonna take a lot of research, because it's one of those books. Subject matter as well is something that it would be very ironic for me to write about it and not learn anything, because I'm writing a lot about propaganda, and I feel like there's just something there that lends itself to educational qualities, so that's cool. Speaking of educational qualities, I've been learning Portuguese. I have not been very good with it. I tend to use Duolingo a little, poco, and listening to music and talking to people to improve my Portuguese. It's not very good at the moment. My grammar is all over the place, so this is why I bought this book, because I know a lot of verbs and nouns, but not proper grammar. So like, don't even ask me to differentiate between present and past tense and future. Like, no. Just no, I can give you the verb. And my accent is appalling as well. Hola, ¿cómo está? Chamo-me Nikki. Accent, oh my god, I hate listening to my voice. Aprender português por 7 meses, porque 2 anos atrás, viagem na Portugal, I don't know what this is for, com minhas amigas, com meus amigos, no, com minhas amigas, dia eu quero viver na Portugal. That's another thing. What is the difference between na and m? I don't get it. Like, I thought na is in, but m also seems to be in, and it's very confusing. But what I tried to say there was, I've been learning Portuguese for 7 months, and because 2 years ago I went to Portugal with my friends, and basically one day I want to live in Portugal. I think that's all I said. Yeah, well, all I tried to say, I attempted to. But I don't know if there's anything else to do on my writing updates. I'm just planning on continuing with all the projects that I'm doing at the moment, and it's really funny because I felt like I fell out of love with novel writing, and I think that's because I spent the entirety of last year and just a bit more than that focusing exclusively on theatre and performing for theatre, performing for stage, but also writing for stage. I hadn't really done novel writing in a long time, and I thought I'd fallen out of love with it, and I just kind of thought, oh, what if, wow, this is really weird. Like, since I was a child, I've wanted to write novels, and who am I if I don't have this urge to write novels? And I just want to write, because I've been writing poetry and plays, and I was like, what's going on? I feel like a fraud. Like, what is my life? And then I started planning this one, and I was really excited for the idea, but this was at the time when I was still writing and there was a block, so I kind of thought, oh my gosh, am I writing novels? I don't know. And then I went to Royal Holloway, which is my old university. I got to meet people that I studied with again, and some of my old teachers and lecturers and things like that. And we were just talking, and I think it was just beautiful because I just saw the love that these people had for novel writing, but I was just very much like, oh my gosh, this is so beautiful, and I've missed this. I've missed just being in a space and just talking about literature and writing craft. And I came home, and then, you know, I thought about it some more, and then I thought about my own novel for some more, and then I finally got myself a notebook, and then everything started flowing, and I realised that I'm totally in love with novel writing. Of course I am. I knew that already, but I re-fell in love with it. It just feels so good, and it finally feels like an escape. Writing never felt like an escape for me, which I think is funny because everyone always goes, oh, art is escapism, but I never felt like that. I just kind of thought, I really enjoy the real world. Like, I don't need to escape, I just also write. And I still really enjoy the real world, but it just feels like in the middle of the day I kind of think, oh, won't it be really nice at 10 o'clock when I get to do some writing? So that's it for today's wrap up. Thank you so much if you sat around and you watched this whole video. It means a lot. And I'm just really excited to be back Guess who's back? Nikki's back. What should you do? Tell a friend. Oh, see you next time, guys. Bye.